Hello everybody, Gary Stuckey here. It's been hard for me for the last couple of weeks. It's hard to do this video because I lost a good friend of mine named Pamela Atwood, who was a huge Steve Perry fan and Journey fan. He loved Arnell, and one of the big reasons why I did this channel, you know, and people like her, you know, and I've been thinking about not doing it anymore because it reminded me of her, and it's been hard, but I realized that I got to keep going and keep her memory alive, and I won't stop believing, you know, and I won't give up, you know, on the things we believed in. And me and my friend Denise, we're still here, and we'll continue and keep her memory alive. And my hope and my prayer is that Steve will see this one day and understand how much Pam loved him, and that there are a lot of fans out there, tons of fans that admire Steve, and his music has helped them so many times through all these years, and Journey songs too. You know, the fans out there are so appreciative. So thank you, Steve, but thank you most of all, Steve, for Pam, because if it wasn't for you, you know, we would never have met Pam, or Pammy, as I call her. There's a reason for everything, and when me and Pam and Denise Van Velson met on Twitter, and we formed a bond together, not just as Steve Perry and Journey fans, but in everything in life. And that's what music does. So whether you're, you know, black or white, brown or green, you know, whatever you believe in, music is always a bond that ties you together. And Steve Perry and Journey music will always bring us together, and it did. So thank you, Steve, from the bottom of my heart, for bringing us Pammy, because that's what you did with your music. And I'll let Denise tell you more.
Hi, I am Denise Van Velson. I am part of what we're calling ourselves the trio of myself and Gary Stuckey and Pam Atwood. And on June 18th, we lost one of our trio. Pam passed away, and we were shocked. We knew that she was kind of sick, but I don't think we really realized how sick she really was. And so when we found out about it, we were shocked, and we didn't understand. And, you know, this is really hard to do this video because I miss her so much. And what's really crazy about it is when we met through Twitter. Okay, Pam lived in Connecticut, Gary lives in Alabama, and I'm here in California, so we physically have never met. But we came together through Twitter in conversation over Steve Perry, and pretty quick after, you know, Steve ended up coming out, making an appearance in American Idol, I put a Facebook Messenger page together so the three of us could talk, because we had so much in common, and we would sit and talk for hours on the internet about everything, you know. But it wasn't long after we formed that group that we realized that, you know, we have something more here than just this admiration of Steve Perry. And we know, after going through this last 2 years of friendship, that God was in this. There were some really fun, crazy conversations that we got into. We would pick apart these initials like DSB, Don't Stop Believin', and then we would create some other weird phrases or whatever. It could have been anything, and, you know, MLM, again, come up with something else. I don't know. It was just really fun, crazy conversations, and we could get on and on about it. And there was a couple times, though, that Gary would be struggling, I would be struggling, Pam would be struggling, and we would pray for each other. And there was one night, Pam was going through something really hard, And we got online with her, and pretty quick we started to pray. And what was incredible about it is this conversation, if you didn't believe in God, or you didn't have a faith, or you didn't believe in power of prayer, there would definitely have been some real evidence that God was in this. I would see something, I would see a vision, and Gary would see a vision, and all of a sudden Pam would see the same vision. And through the power of the internet and how things go back and forth, you know that it's real. It was definitely real. And through this conversation, it was so incredibly powerful that Pam had renewed her faith through that, and it renewed my faith, it renewed Gary's faith. It made us really understand why we came together as friends. And although she's gone, she's going to live in our hearts forever. And that's the purpose of these videos that Gary's putting together. It's for us to talk about who Pam is to us, and who she was to a lot of people. She was a mom, she was a sister, she was a daughter, she was a friend. And she was gifted. She was gifted in so many things. She was trained in bel canto opera, which, if you know anything about singing or whatever, you know that's an absolutely incredibly beautiful type of singing. And she could sit for hours and talk about Steve's voice, pick it apart, take a song and say, you hear that right there? He went from chest voice to head voice. Well, I don't know anything about music, but I certainly learned a heck of a lot by listening to her, listening to Gary talk. And I feel like I know something now because she was so knowledgeable in all of that. And it really, you know, I mean, we know that Steve Perry has got an incredibly beautiful voice. He still does. And we believed in music, brothers to the end. This is a song that Steve did. And I will never forget Pam for what she has done in my life, what she's done through the friendship and the things that she believed in. I wanted her to come out here at one time so that she could regain her music and train again and everything with the #1 vocal teachers, coaches out there. And because he lives out in this area, and unfortunately that never happened. So but I know that Pam is up there in heaven singing with the choirs of angels, and she's not in pain, she's not hurting, and she's happy. So Pam, I love you. I will miss you, and you will always be in my heart. And we're still here for you.
And you know, it was always Pam's hope that she would meet Steve one day. And we look back at some chances maybe we could have gotten to see him together, and you know, and we can't go back and fix those, but it's my hope that maybe Steve would see this one day and know, like I said, that how much she cared, because she always wanted to meet him, and that's my goal too. One day, maybe me and Denise can do that in Pam's memory. But she also, as Denise pointed out, she was so talented, and good friends with Ken Tamplin, vocal coach, who's also friends with Steve, and she's just somebody that I'm going to miss talking to. So I encourage you out there, as Steve Perry fans, Journey fans, to always be positive and talk to each other with hope and believe in one another. Put aside your differences, come together for this music and understand each other, because life is short. And that's the theme of this video. Life is short, too short to have any disagreements that would keep you from bonding and coming together. So that's my message to everybody, and to Steve, and to Journey, and to fans everywhere. And Pammy, I love you, and I'll never stop believing. God bless you.